You know, I can remember sitting in a theoretical physics class in college and being in that class and going 3 times a week and reading all the assignments and trying to do all of the homework and having no idea what was going on, having absolutely no ability to synthesize the knowledge into meaning. And then one day I would be in class and the professor would put something up on the board and make an illustration, and suddenly, just boom, this epiphany moment where suddenly the equation made sense and all of the previous 3 weeks come together and I've learned something. I know something. It's become a part of me, and it affects, it's not just like rote knowledge that I can just repeat back, but it actually changes the way I see the world. And I keep hoping, I keep begging, actually more than hoping, that this spiritual quest has somewhat of the same nature, that if we just keep putting right knowledge or right ideation onto the scale, at some point it's going to tip and we're going to get it. So I'm going to add a few more grains of that sand today in some of the things that I read yesterday and this morning that I really enjoyed. All of this we've heard before, very much like in my physics class, but hopefully it will strike us in a way that will give us understanding. He says God alone exists, and he really means it, because he says not birth or death, not pain, not misery, not murder, not change, not good, not evil. All is Brahman, or God. Everything is divine. We take the rope for the serpent. The error is ours. And that rope for the serpent, that's that whole mistake we made when we took these symbols of input from the senses, imposed them on the mind and called them real, and called them other, called them separate from ourselves, when there is no separation there. So that's that idea of imposing a snake on a rope, accidentally thinking it's a snake and jumping when it's just a rope, right? And the Vedantas say that that's what we've done with God, that this world is the divine alone, but we've imposed all of this change, all of this misery and happiness, all of this duality on top of it. And we've put ourselves weak and small in the center of all of it and are constantly abused by it. And he's saying that's our own fault, that we've misunderstood like that and that we live and cherish that misunderstanding. He says the soul. So we're going to go for that inner reality. The soul has no caste, and to think it has is a delusion. To think that the soul has any attribute in particular, belonging to the material world, is a delusion, he says. Neither has it life or death, or any motion, or any quality. The Atman never changes, never goes, never comes. It is the eternal witness of all its own manifestations, but we take it for the manifestations, an eternal illusion without beginning or end, ever going on. So this is that interesting idea that we have mapped out a very small thing that belongs to the I and separated ourselves from everything else out there. And he's telling us that our nature is the knower. Our nature is the lover. Our nature is the existence that has helped us to create this entire illusion for ourselves within our mind, within the banks of our own mind, that there is no external reality that we know of or that we can actually validate. That's the position of the idealist. And of course, Vedanta says that that's not totally true. He says that there actually is something there, but we've utterly misunderstood it. We're utterly deluded about its nature. That it actually does not change. And he gives us some advice for how to get out of this conundrum that we've created for ourselves, or that seemed to come so natural to us. Although we could talk about that. It isn't all that natural. It's something we learn by watching others, and unfortunately, most of them are also deluded. Never approach anything except as God. So see everything as divine in its nature. Everything is a source of love. Everything is a source of intelligence. Everything is a source of being. For if we do not approach things as God, we see evil. Oh, there it is. What is evil? Evil is to approach something not as God. We throw a veil of delusion over what we look at, and then we see evil. Get free from these illusions. Be blessed. Freedom is to be rid of all illusions. All right? When you know that one without a second, where is the fear? If you know that eternal nature of the soul, come to experience it even closer than an actual experience, then where is the fear of death? Where is death? Where is the end of time? Where is time? You know, we often think from inside the barrel, we think of time in relationship to eternity, and we think, oh, eternity just means a really long time. Absolutely not. That's our problem. We're taking wrong information and projecting it on these truths. Eternity means outside of time. Time is irrelevant. Things are not necessarily in a linear fashion because there is no change in the self. He ends here with this very interesting little tidbit. He says Maya, or this grand illusion that we've created, this delusion, he says Maya is the energy in the universe, both potential and kinetic. Until Maya, the mother, releases us, we cannot get free. And so here he is putting it into practice, seeing kinetic and potential energies as being the divine. He's approaching it as God, and saying that until this mother of energy, this mother of being, allows us to see the truth, we continue just going on, mopping up our messes in duality and trying to figure it out. So know these things. Use them as kind of like sugar in your coffee, I would say. They're very difficult to know all at once because we've been deluded for years, maybe lifetimes. And we've got these really bad habits in the way that we think, in that we think the truth lies in our mind, that the truth is going to be a relative revelation to us, not understanding that it's an ever-present reality for us that is outside the concepts of time, space, and causation, outside of mind. It's not a thought. It's not a feeling. It's a knowing. It's a being.